There are various types of off-road motorcycles, also known as dirt bikes, specially designed for off-road use. The term off-road refers to driving surfaces that are not conventionally paved. These are rough surfaces, often created naturally, such as sand, gravel, a river, mud, or snow. These types of terrain can sometimes only be traveled on with vehicles designed for off-road driving. Vehicles are designed to better handle off-road conditions. Compared to road-going motorcycles, off-road machines are lighter and more flexible, typically having long suspension travel, high ground clearance, and are geared higher to provide more torque in off-road situations. Wheels, usually 21 inches front, 18 rear, citation needed, have knobby tires, often clamped to the rim with a rim lock. Today we will present top 3 dirt bikes. Watch to the end, you'll be amazed, but first, subscribe and add the bell. Let's get started. Number 1. Kawasaki KLX 230. KLX 2 brakes, front and rear, are surprisingly strong, which should inspire confidence in newer riders both on the trails and in the busiest of traffic. The brakes are similar to those on the XT250 and CRF 250 but leave the DR200 with its drum brakes in the dust. On trails, this bike was a blast. With 10.4 inches of ground clearance, suspension travel of 8.7 inches front and 8.8 inches uni-track rear suspension, the 230 handles almost everything you throw at it on beginner to intermediate trails. It did bottom out a couple of times over some more aggressive whoops, so a skid plate might be a good add-on at the dealership if you're planning on riding more than just gravel and fire roads. Other than being able to adjust the rear shock for preload, the suspension is otherwise non-adjustable, which will be a detractor for some bigger riders. Coming in at about 291 pounds curb weight, the bike is not exactly light, but it's right in the range of similar bikes, almost the same as the XT250 and over 30 pounds lighter than the CRF 250L. With the low center of gravity and the slim ergonomics, the 230 has a lightweight feel on both street and dirt. The stock 2-gallon tank limits the range but should be sufficient for most rides. The transition from dirt to street is seamlessly achieved with the 6-speed, fuel-injected engine, which has low to mid-range torque, offering smooth power delivery to the rider. The bike handled 65+ mph on pavement. Number 2. First ride Yamaha YZ250 2-stroke. The 2021 YZ250 is Yamaha's entry into professional national motocross. Powered by a 250cc 2-stroke, liquid-cooled, crankcase reed valve single-cylinder, the bike is designed to take a complete thrashing and still win every heat. The no-compromises mentality of the YZ205 shows through with a full suite of competition parts already fitted from Yamaha's factory. KYB fully adjustable front and rear shocks, with 48mm inverted forks up front traveling 11.8 inches and the adjustable link monocross at the rear giving 12.4 inches of travel. Braking is through a 270mm floating disc up front, clamped by a 2-piston competition caliper, and a 245mm disc out back with a single piston competition caliper, all to say that it is premium Japanese engineering in one package. The front wheel is 21 inches in diameter, with the rear at 19 inches. Ground clearance is at 14.2 inches, 360mm. A cross-country competition variant exists in the YZ250X, which is listed for Canada and Europe. Much like the YZ125X, the major difference is different gearing, valves, and a more mid-range torque for scrambles and hill climbs. The 2021 Yamaha YZ250 starts at $7.499 United States dollars per $8.299 Canadian dollars, with the YZ250X at $8.499 Canadian dollars. Number 3. KTM 300 TPI. No other brand stands up to the success of KTM when it comes to enduro, and this is clearly evident in the biggest competition on the calendar, the International 6 Days Enduro (ISDE). From its humble beginnings, the ISDE has turned into the Team World Championship of the enduro scene. This enduro marathon demands as much from the bikes as it does from the riders, and every year, more than half of them show up on orange. The 2019 International 6 Days Enduro will be held on demanding terrain in Portugal. No chain is stronger than its weakest link, so no compromise can be made for those intent on crossing the finish line. KTM, once again, rises to the challenge with the latest, limited 6 days edition of extra tough machines. Easily identified by their special 6 days design, these bikes feature an extended list of top-of-the-line components, all specially designed and refined by KTM's own research and development department. These are the ultimate enduro bikes for the exceptional event. KTM's slogan is "Ready to Race," so for the introduction of its new XCTPI models, it invited us to race the 300 XCTPI at Round 7 of the 2019 World Off-Road Championship Series, Worcestershire, at Grays Harbor ORV in McCleary, Washington, which proved to be a great way to shake down the new machine. Off-road editor Andrew Oldar commented on the fuel-injected 2-strokes power delivery in our first ride review of the bike. The 300 XCTPI engine's plethora of low-end torque enables you to easily ride a gear high to maintain traction in slick areas. It has tons of mid-range power as well, but signs off on the top end, so short shifting is the most effective way to ride it. The price tag of the 2020 KTM 300 XCTPI is $1 short of 5 figures at $9,999. Two of the 300 XCTPI's direct competitors in the 300cc 2-stroke fuel-injected off-road dirt bike market are the Husqvarna TX300i and trademark N300 The main change of KTM's flagship cross-country 2-stroke model for 2020 is listed in the name, TPI, which stands for Transfer Port Injection. This technology makes premixing fuel and jetting carburetors a thing of the past for KTM's 2-stroke off-road motorcycles. Other changes for the new decade include a new exhaust system and revised settings of the WP's ACT suspension components.